you want to be a legend in your own kitchen and save some money at the same time? How about with roasted peppers? Yeah, you can buy them in a jar, in a can, you can get a whole bunch of them. What if you need just one or two? What if you don't want to spend all that money and you have the peppers? There's so many ways of looking at that. I'm going to show you a great way to make it easier, cheaper, and faster. All you need is high heat. Now, my favorite way of roasting peppers is using the broiler. A lot of people don't use the broiler. It's actually the most underused appliance in the kitchen. A lot of people don't know what it's for. Not their fault. Nobody ever told them. I like to make the comparison of a broiler being like using a grill outdoors. Almost. With a grill outside, you've got this screaming heat coming from underneath. With the broiler, you've got this screaming heat coming from up above. Works just the same, only upside down. And that's what we're going to do. I like to roast the peppers in the oven with the heat coming down. Let me show you. It's just going to take 3 steps in the oven. Here's the best way to do it. I like to use a piece of aluminum foil. Here, let me show you how I've got the oven set up. I've got the top rack as high as it can go. I put a piece of foil underneath. I'll tell you why in a sec. And then the peppers, they go right in, right on top of the foil, just like that. And I'm going to put those in for 10 minutes for the first part. I like to put the foil underneath because after peppers have been in there for a while, sometimes they spring a leak. And when they spring a leak, juice comes out, and that just burns in the bottom of the oven, and your oven's going to stink for a while. Not in a bad way, but it's going to smell a little bit. This way, you can catch it. Don't worry about cleaning your oven. We're going to come back in about 9-10 minutes and see what those peppers look like. About 10 minutes has gone by. I'm going to check the peppers. I'm going to show you what to look for. Here, let me show you. Open up, let all the hot air come out for a second. See how black that is? That's exactly what I want. Charred. So now just turn the pepper until you get some light side up. Oh, that should do it. Same thing with that one. And we're going to close this up. And now it's just going to be 5 minutes for the next 2 sides. So start out about 9-10 minutes. Smaller peppers, 9 minutes or so. 5 minutes on the next 2 sides. And then I'll show you. One more turn of the pepper. See, there's just a little bit of lightness up there, so we're going to pop it on there. Give it a turn. Another 5 minutes, and it's done. Also, notice, drippings on the bottom. The foil kept that from becoming a mess in the bottom of your oven. The peppers are ready, and there are 2 more steps. One of them is real easy. The other one is easy. Let me show you. Check this out. Those are completely blackened. That's exactly what we want. Pop these in a bowl. Close up shop here. Now, there are 2 ways you can do this. One of them is to put them in a bowl, cover it with plastic wrap. Seal it up quickly. Don't take your time. Do that while it's still quite hot. Seal it up. See how it's getting a little warm looking in there? That's exactly what you want. Another way you can do that, if you don't have a bowl, is, believe it or not, put it in a brown paper bag. The whole purpose of sealing it up like this or putting it in a brown paper bag is so you can get some steam going on in there. That's why you wanted to seal this up quickly. And that steam is going to separate that blackened skin from the rest of the pepper. So after this is sat for an hour, you'll be able to see what the next easy step is, so you'll end up with roasted peppers. The peppers have now been sitting for about an hour. You can go for a couple of hours, even a few hours, but you don't want to put them in the refrigerator because that just makes them so hard to peel. So set aside a bit of time afterwards so you can peel them. Let me show you. And you can see how sealed that is. That's all the steam and the heat in there. So puts up a little bit of a fight taking the plastic wrap off. Look at that. This skin comes right off. Peels right off. You do it with your hands and just kind of pluck off like that. Want to get the big pieces. If there are little bits left on there, no big deal. But you obviously want to get all the big stuff off because that's just charred, burned stuff. You don't want it. You're going to put that in the bowl. And the other one. And you see all the pepper underneath. That's the stuff you're most used to when you see them in a jar or in a can. That's the part we're going to be eating. Sticks your fingers a little bit, not a big deal. Your hands will be getting a little messy with this. That's part of the fun, playing with your food. The last step now is getting rid of the seeds. Some are on the outside, but the vast majority are on the inside. So you can just open this up like that, and you want to scrape them out. Paring knife makes it easy. I mean, you might have big chunks right by the stem, but it's easiest if you just scrape them off. But you want to make sure none are stuck underneath, because that can sometimes happen. And if a seed or two gets in there, not a big deal. So you got a couple lying there. See, look at that. And then just rinse and repeat. Do it for the rest of the peppers. That looks good. One more pepper to go. And sometimes you get lucky if you pull the stem out from the top if it hasn't popped off already. You can get a lot of seeds attached to it and it'll come right off like that. So you get a whole bunch there. Let's pop those in the bowl. Now, don't give in to temptation and think, well, I can just do these under running water in the sink and they'll just kind of pour right off. Yes, that's true, but you also rinse off a lot of surface flavor, so it's not worth the effort to save a few moments. And that's good. And one more. See, not that much effort, especially if you do it with a knife. They just come right off like that. And voila, it's done. 2 roasted peppers. That quick and that easy. A little bit of cleaning up and you're good to go. That's the way you want to do red peppers. It's fast, it's economical, and they taste great. So if you like this video, please hit like, and even better, please hit subscribe. Thank you. See you next time.